Good Friday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this second to last Friday of the month of August, and we say goodbye to summertime for most people with the Labor Day weekend next weekend. Last night through early this morning proved to be quite troublesome for some areas as we received quite a bit of rain in some locations and hail also as a shortwave max moved over the top of the region last night and early this morning. Most of that rain is now gone, but did provide some significant hail reports in Bucks County, 7,500 3/4 of an inch of hail, 2.92 inches of rain in parts of Sussex County at Stillwater Township, flash flooding in Northampton, Pennsylvania, also in Warren County, New Jersey, near Phillipsburg. Washington in Warren County had some flooding on highways 31 and 57. And we also had quite a bit of police reporting multiple trees and wires down across Orange, New York. We had a record rainfall for the day of 1.24 inches at LaGuardia Airport last night, too, and that breaks the old record set back in 2007. We could see some of that rain last night on Doppler radar as it moved through northwestern New Jersey into the Hudson Valley and the city. Look at some of even the coastal regions received some heavy downpours from the rain as a shortwave max raced eastward across the region. This is what the storm total looked like from Doppler radar right over here in northeastern Pennsylvania, right over the border into northwestern New Jersey's Sussex County. We had reports here of Doppler estimates anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rainfall. A lot of this could be the reflectivity problem of hail that was being reported in this as well, and we'll show you that in just a moment. Basically, anywhere from a half of an inch to locally 3 inches of rain fell in spots across the region last night. You see the results of this on the hydrometeor classification of the Doppler. The pinks and reds in here are indications of hail as this enhanced the rainfall at the surface, even though we had an onshore flow and a marine layer and all of the showers and thunderstorms began to weaken across the area. There was just enough of elevated instability for some of this and even some lifting enough to cause a particle separation in the clouds, causing the upper air dynamics to be cool enough to provide us with some hail, which enhanced the precipitation totals across certain regions as the shortwave max rolled through overnight. Morning surface map from New Jersey and the New York-Philadelphia metropolitan area from Kamala Cod shows quite a bit of patchy fog over interior sections where it rained last night. Dew points are pretty close to saturation with the air temperature here. That's why we have leftover light northeast flow. We see the flow is still from the northeast with an onshore component. The marine layer is still in place. It's a muggy morning. Temperatures generally running in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Not much change from yesterday. Not sure if that came out, so we'll do it again. Temperatures are pretty uniform, much like they were yesterday. Upper 60s to lower 70s throughout the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia area. Dew points also from the mid 60s to the lower 70s once again this morning. Google Earth Streamline analysis this morning shows our upper low blocked off here off over the northwestern Atlantic. High pressure off the coast of Maine, pumping in an easterly flow. This is an onshore flow. And a diffuse frontal system with low pressure over Lake Erie and a nearly stationary frontal boundary here in the streamline analysis through central and eastern Pennsylvania all the way off the mid-Atlantic coast states. So we remain in a marine air mass in place, and as the shortwave maxes are rolling through, an upper low here across the entering also into the Great Lakes, and low pressure also located here in southwestern Canada, and basically high pressure dome east of Hudson's Bay, Canada, providing dry weather for the New England area, but an onshore flow with lots of clouds here across the mid-Atlantic states as all of this is converging and producing nearly stationary conditions with showers and thunderstorms as vortexes run underneath this upper trough. And the trough will swing east during today and tonight, and the chances for precipitation will linger into early tomorrow and then begin to wax and wane with beautiful weather for tomorrow night right through early Monday. Allergy sufferers, you know who you are. I'm one of them. Ragweed, chennopods, nettle. Today on the medium side because of the rain that fell And then moving on up towards the medium side on Saturday, back to the high side on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. Just absolutely incredible amount of pollen that's still in the air and being broadcasted from all of this. Must be having microphone problems again this morning. Pollen, high today, high Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as a result of ragweed, chenopod's, and nettle. And in the tropics this morning, as of 2 a.m., we still have shower activity associated with a small area of low pressure moving over the Leeward Islands. It remains limited and disorganized. The interaction of the low with Puerto Rico and Hispaniola will likely inhibit significant development through tonight. However, environmental conditions are expected to be more conducive for development when this disturbance moves near or over the southeastern Bahamas during the day tomorrow. And a tropical depression is likely to form over the weekend or by early next week. Regardless of tropical cyclone formation, gusty winds, heavy rainfall expected over portions of the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands today, Hispaniola, and southeastern Bahamas tonight and Saturday. Interest in those islands should monitor the progress of this disturbance. An Air Force reconnaissance aircraft is still scheduled to investigate the system this afternoon. The formation chance of a tropical cyclone through the next 48 hours is 60% and 80% over the next 5 days. This is the latest satellite view of this disturbance here. Plenty of lifting motion, but it's very, very disorganized. Southerly flow to the west of this is inhibiting the growth, and also the fact that this is going to be moving over the island chain. Dry air well to the north and west will take off the satellite, put on the radar here, and you can see that there's much disorganization with the shower and thunderstorm activity as this low begins to move towards Puerto Rico over the next 12 to 24 hours. And from the Mid-Atlantic River Forecast Center, we can find generally from January 1st through the 20th, the latest observations here taken from them, that we're generally at near normal. We're maybe 10% below normal to 10% above normal in the whites here of precipitation throughout this year so far, and in the greens about 11 to 25% above normal. And for the month of August, it varied really, anywhere from 2 inches below normal in the darker magentas and reds and yellows here to near normal around Ocean County or Monmouth County, Ocean County, and all the way down to southwestern Salem and Gloucester counties above normal precipitation. So, it's been one of these variable summers. Basically, if we took the departure for the next 7 days, we're below average, but that's going to be knocked off as a result of some of the rainfall that just came in last night. 30-day mean, we're still running anywhere from 2 to 3 inches below normal from late July through about the 20th of August. And basically, we're still seeing the departure for a 60-day mean below average here in the yellows and oranges, near normal or either side of normal in the whites, and above normal here in the blues and greens. The visible wake-up satellite view this morning shows the convection now off the New Jersey coast and east of central and eastern Long Island. We still have some precipitation or cloud cover around the eastern edges here of eastern Long Island, and basically broken ceilings across the rest of the forecast area from eastern Pennsylvania all the way through New Jersey and the Delmarva region. This brightening here over Indiana and Ohio, this is all moving to the south and east, and this is some convection in this. Water vapor shows a lot of mid and upper level drying. Not surface drying, but mid and upper level drying across the region right now, as most of the lifting is to the south and also to the northeast off the coast. This area of lifting here in the cloud tops and the water vapor imagery is inducive of showers and thunderstorms across Indiana and parts of Ohio, and that's moving to the south and east. But our area is in a marine air mass right now with drying in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, but you're not going to see too much clearing during today. Even if we watch the surface trends of the radar here, we find large high pressure across the central plains, upper level low across southeastern Canada, and that is spokes of energy running down south and west from northwest to southeast across the region. Our area still remains in marine air mass, and notice even on the radar here that the showers and thunderstorms are beginning to die off with the onshore flow. I want to go back to yesterday morning here when we had our upper level low here across southeastern Canada south of Hudson's Bay, and these vortmaxes indicated by the X's here. These are the disturbances moving through the flow. If we follow this along the line here, we can see that the upper level trough and vortexes moved over the region late last night and early this morning, leading to the showers and thunderstorms across the region. As we go into early this morning, we find a little bit more of a negatively tilted trough here and a more west to east flow from the Midwest all the way to the Mid-Atlantic coast states. So we're expecting most of the shower and thunderstorm activity to remain to our south and west today. Still, an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible during late this afternoon and this evening, and even again on Saturday, but it's going to become more isolated and less of a chance here. Here's our vortex here that passed off the coast late last night, early this morning, brought the showers and thunderstorms to northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley region, and New York City, and that is exiting. And there's really just a couple of impulses here over the Great Lakes, which will be riding south and east across the day today into tomorrow morning. It is a busy morning on the aviational weather deck today, but fortunately we have no airport delays in place, but we do have MVFR, IFR, and limited IFR as a reduction as a result of the fog in the area after last night and early this morning's rainfall. That's over right now. So basically we're going to remain in an MVFR conditions through early this morning, even though we have some MVFR conditions and even IFR conditions across the region this morning. This will improve to basically MVFR and even MVFR conditions throughout the rest of today, and there could be still some isolated showers and thunderstorms across the region. Again, the potential for this is low, so the occurrence of this and the timing was low, placed into the terminal area forecast discussions. MVFR conditions expected to develop overnight tonight again into tomorrow morning as a result of low-level temperature inversion, and ceilings may end up lowering to IFR for many areas overnight again tonight with the fog in place. For Saturday, MVFR, IFR ceilings early with that fog becoming VFR with scattered showers possible across the region. Saturday night through Tuesday, that's where everything improves to VFR conditions. Right now, outside of Newark, if we can find Newark over here. Okay, we find Newark right now at 70 degrees, dew point 66, humidity 88%, and we are in basically MVFR conditions, ceilings at 1,000 to 3,000 feet, visibilities between 3 and 5 miles. We have broken ceilings at 1,200 feet, overcast conditions at 2,500 feet. So definitely we have high pressure and control with an altimeter of 30.02 inches, and onshore flow is in place and basically scattered to broken cloud cover across the region today, with conditions improving to basically VFR or MVFR. Right now in Philadelphia, we are in IFR. Ceilings are 500 to 1,000 feet. Visibilities are 1 to 3 miles. We have an air temperature of 68 degrees, a dew point of 64. Humidity 88%. The wind is out of the east, basically at 9. Visibility still at 10 miles. Overcast conditions. Ceilings at 800 feet, 2,800 feet, and 13,000 feet across the region. High pressure is still in control, and we're going to find basically a scattered shower in the vicinity during late this afternoon, and again during this evening with broken ceilings, and then visibilities being reduced once again. Latest morning surface image from weatheroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows that nearly stationary front now from around Lake Erie with low pressure here down through central and eastern Pennsylvania and down south of the Virginias here into the northern Delmarva and also into and offshore. Our offshore low is further offshore right now, so that's nothing that we have to be concerned about. The showers and thunderstorms have moved away. The next batch of precipitation, as we indicated on the water vapor imagery and Doppler radar 2, showing up basically with a trough line here across the upper Midwest into the Ohio River Valley. This will be driving south and east across the region, and there still is a chance that some of this moisture may get in here during later this afternoon, but the confidence on location is low at this time. NAMWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site shows that shower and thunderstorm activity moving offshore. But if we look at the general flow here, we still have an onshore flow, marine air mass in place, and leftover boundaries here with showers and thunderstorms across central Pennsylvania, as we have a diffuse weather system, an onshore flow, high pressure building down from southeastern Canada into the mid-Atlantic region, providing an onshore flow. Low-level moisture is still in place with this flow, and we finally don't break out of the clouds, really, truthfully, until late Saturday night and Sunday when the atmosphere really begins to dry out. But we still have an onshore flow here. We still have broken ceilings across upstate New York, but generally fair weather overall this weekend, with the dissipation of showers and thunderstorms as the air mass modifies towards the drier side, not necessarily the temperature side, however. And the 10-meter winds across the region right through Saturday is still onshore. That means the air temperature is going to be much cooler than normal for this time of the year. Average temperatures for this time of the year during the afternoon hours are in the 80s, and we're not going to get close to that with temperatures from the NAM composite here basically running in the 70s this afternoon, 60s in again tonight with the fog and leftover cloud cover, and then 70s tomorrow. Probably not even on Sunday afternoon. We're going to break into the 80s here. It's not looking likely. Temperatures will remain in the 70s throughout the weekend. GFS 500 millibar pattern in place. High pressure over the central and southeastern United States with a westerly flow, a zonal flow here. High pressure also over Hudson's Bay, Canada, pumping in an onshore flow across the region. And this is at the 500 millibar level. So we definitely are in between two high pressure zones here with an active weather pattern, a strong jet stream here with disturbances moving through the general flow. As we go ahead, we can see that the heat and humidity here across the central and southeastern states is never really going to make it into the mid-Atlantic coast states because of this onshore flow, this blocking pattern with this upper low here across the northwestern Atlantic, leading to high pressure ridging underneath, and that high pressure is going to keep the air mass of a maritime or polar flow across the region over the northern mid-Atlantic region over the next several days into the weekend and even into early next week. Now, the high tries to build in early next week with modification from the Central Plains all the way to the Great Lakes region. Still, we're on the west side now of the trough axis here as it slides off the Atlantic coastal waters on Monday morning. And basically, that could bring us with a north to northeast flow as high pressure and height fields begin to rise dramatically across the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, providing drier weather and modifying temperatures. But look what's happening here. We still have an active pattern across the southeastern Aleutian Islands, a trough digging into the Central Plains, and our storm system, which we don't know if it's going to be named or not. That's going to be a tropical storm, and it's going to remain out over the ocean away from the region, but it should provide maybe some sea swells across the coastal waters, and we'll monitor this for early and mid next week. Trough access here now with upper low. This is a 500 millibar pattern across the upper Midwest, slides into the St. Lawrence River Valley, and that keeps our pattern located and locked in with a zonal flow here as another disturbance in the polar jet stream gets going here across southeastern Canada. And also we're monitoring the Pacific as well for typhoons and hurricanes here. This is a hurricane here off the southwestern coast of the Pacific here. And if we move through the flow, we'll find general ridging with warmer conditions approaching and another trough access in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere from the Central Plains to end the month of August on a relatively calm note with height rises here along the mid-Atlantic coast states, and that generally means downsloping flow and warmer conditions. And the GFS forecast maps into motion, high pressure building in across the region. Here's our frontal boundary with disturbances moving through it. This frontal boundary will tend to stall to the south and east of the region over the weekend as high pressure from Hudson's Bay, Canada, southeastern Canada, Ontario begins to build into the northern mid-Atlantic, keeping and suppressing the precipitation to the south as we head into Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday with generally dry weather, chillier weather as well, with an onshore flow. Temperatures running well below average for this time of the year, but pleasant indeed. Here is what is going to become of the disturbance as it passes through the island chain into the Bahamas. This could be Cristobal if this develops, and will continue to be monitored. High pressure, meanwhile, over the eastern seaboard will deflect this storm system and keep it well offshore. The only thing we have to be concerned about early or mid part of next week would be some wave action from this disturbance as it makes its way over into the Atlantic coastal waters. Now, strengthens and deepens just a little bit. Could find some wave action around here by the middle part of next week, Tuesday and Wednesday specifically. Wave action should increase as a result of this storm, but it will remain offshore. And so will the precipitation across the region into early and mid part of next week. And then a cold frontal passage, a low pressure center here across the Great Lakes, moves into southeastern Canada. Once again, the Hudson Valley region, the St. Lawrence River Valley region, and drags the cold front through the region by the later part of the week. We could find a little bit of shower activity here late Friday night and Saturday morning as the cold front moves through, an upper trough moves through, and basically high pressure and normal medium heights for this time in the summer are going to influence our weather for the upcoming holiday weekend. Yes, it's an abnormally long video this morning at around 21 minutes. I hope you take the time to listen and you enjoy it. We'll be back on Monday morning in video form. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a fantastic Friday and a great weekend.